we are back with part 2 of the process of customizing my Punisher to turn him into a classic Punisher. Last time we left off, I had got the boots and the belt and the harness swapped off. Now the next step is basically the hardest thing to do for this process. The last video I talked about getting these paint markers. There was a guy on YouTube that figured out a whole nother method to customizing your Punisher to where you don't have to do basically the boil and pop method that people were doing, where they were taking these wrist gauntlets and popping them on, like taking these off and removing the black ones and swapping them out basically. These paint markers will allow you to paint the black parts of the where the gloves will be without having to basically do anything that you normally do with paint besides putting a finisher. So we're going to do that process. I'm a little scared and nervous to do it, but I'm pretty sure it's going to turn out fine. So let's get down to it. So I wanted to give them a test try before I tried to use them on the actual figure, and this is how it turned out for the black belt for the other Punisher. It's not bad. So in the video he did say that you were going to have to do a couple of coats. Naturally, with paint markers you're going to have to do a couple of coats. Even with paint you're going to have to do a couple of coats because you're doing it on black. You're painting white on black, which is harder than doing black on any other color. So gonna need a couple of coats, but it's not bad, and to brush it on there, it's not bad at all. So I'm going to get to doing it on the gloves. It might take a while for me to come back and give updates, but obviously I'm going to give updates, and then afterwards we're going to go outside and spray him with a matte finisher. So this is what his arms are looking like, if it focuses, after the first coat of white paint. Not bad at all. Just kind of wanted to get it on there mostly just to see what it does. When you're doing this, make sure you're taking your time and, you know, going bit by bit. I kind of got a little bit of white on the black parts. That's as easy to take off as like going with your fingernail potentially, or since it comes with a set of black markers, going over it with black markers. But it's probably gonna take like 3 or 4 coats of this for maybe it to be properly all white, but it seems to have dried decently fast. I'm still going to give it a little bit more time to dry before I add on the next coat, because you can kind of see where you're like, it's not bad, but you're definitely pushing around some of the paint that you've already laid down, which gives like the smudged look. So give it some time to dry, and then after that you can go over it back with more coats of paint. Okay, so this is back after the second coat of paint. If it will focus, you can kind of see that some of the smudges are going away. I'm going to go back over with a third coat, and then after maybe like, I feel like 2 or 3 more coats and it should be good, hopefully. But it no problems. I will say I definitely, at first I thought that I wasn't going to need this matte spray, but I'm definitely going to need it now. One, because the paint is able to get scratched off, and then 2, smudge marks. So I'm probably going to soak him in some hot water and kind of get that. Also, because I have to loosen up some of his joints and see if I could get this leg to pop fully back on to the joint, because it's not, I mean, it's not completely off, it's just a little gappy, and it's kind of bothering me a little bit, but I'll come back when I'm done with this process. So it has been a few hours since my last recording. I'm kind of going to do a double take in this recording, but this is the basic finished product. I think he looks amazing. I think he looks absolutely stunning. I'm so happy with the way that this turned out. I feel like this process was definitely a lot easier than the boil and pop method that everybody was doing. Not judging that method. It's definitely, a good method as well, but I just feel as though this was a lot easier for me, and I feel like it's a lot more like beginner friendly for anybody that wanted to make a custom, classic looking Punisher. As far, as anything that I could say, I went outside, I sprayed him with a couple of, 2 layers of the matte finish. There still is a little bit of, chipping that has happened, but it's paint. That happens, it happens regardless of the factor. I'm not mad at it. I could always go back over it with these white markers. These white markers, acrylic markers, these are amazing. Absolutely amazing. Don't have, I can't stress enough how much this guy just, he looks absolutely stunning. The white on the gloves turned out pretty good. There's a bit of a tone difference, and then I did get a little bit on the black, but I'm not really worried about it. It's not bothering me. If anything, I could just, again, go in with my fingernail, scratch some of it off, or just use the black markers to go over it. But this whole, he just looks so good. And then what I did also was I took the white holster from the blue and white Punisher and put it on this leg, and then I also kept the same holster from the War Journal Punisher and kept it because I just feel as though this gives him more of an artillerized look. I'm getting more guns for him. I want to get another custom head sculpt because I love this head sculpt, but I feel as though eventually we're probably going to get, hopefully we get a classic Punisher. Rumors are that we're going to, so if we do, but I have multiple other head sculpts that I can throw on him. I have the stoic, the bandana head sculpt that I could throw on because I feel like this, even though I don't feel as though this is my favorite look for Frank, that also works. I have the other head sculpt that he comes with, the teeth gritted one. This one is also, really good. Other than that, I feel like he turned out perfect. I'm going to be doing another short review so I could post it on YouTube about him, and I might post it on Instagram. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the tutorial. I felt as though it was, really simple. I will try to, if anybody asks me about the markers, I will try to post a picture of what the markers look like in the comments. If you guys have any, questions as well, direct them towards the comments. Or, you could DM me. It doesn't really matter to me. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this process. This was Full Metal Toya, signing off now.